Next part is to make some simple terrain. So we're going to add a mesh and a grid. And this grid here, we can zoom into it. We want to make sure that we don't take things, a lot of this stuff away from this origin. Okay, the trees and stuff are fine, but pretty much everything else we're going to keep around this origin. We're going to turn the subdivisions up to 20 and 20. And the radius we're going to turn up to 20 as well. That's going to give us quite a big grid. Probably not big enough. It'll do for now. Okay, and this stuff should all be fine down the bottom. Okay, then once again we go into sculpt mode and we can sculpt this on here. Okay, and now for this part, we don't want to make big mountains. We just want to have nice little rolling hills. So really it's just a matter of moving the mouse around and clicking every now and then. Just like that. And that's pretty good. Then I'm going to go up the top here and change this to smooth, which is this one here. And I'm going to smooth it all out. Okay, it's going to make it a lot flatter. With that done again, I'll go to this clay one. And I'll just rub over that. I want soft rolling hills for this, not mountain peaks or anything. Okay, now with that done, that looks okay. I'm going to go to modifiers and add in a subdivision surface modifier. And I'm going to turn the view up to 2. The render I'm going to turn up a little bit more though. And I might actually hit tab. And we're in edit mode. Scale this up. And I'll type 2 and hit enter. And go back to there. Okay. So I'll go to object mode. You shouldn't scale things in object mode, by the way. When you do, it makes it, I'm not sure, it puts the center and the scale actually off because you're not changing the geometry of it, you're changing the scale of it, of the whole object rather than the position of it in here. So anyway, we've got that there and that's all good for now. We're going to hit M and we're going to move that to the third layer and then we're going to add in another mesh, another grid. Same deal as before, but this time we're going to go into sculpt mode and we're going to sculpt this one up pretty high along the back here. We're going to try and get some mountain peaks on it. And we just want the back. We're just going to leave the front for now. Now we could change that brush size up in that top left corner. No, we want the brush size quite high. And I'm going to go into edit mode after I've done a little bit of sculpting and turn on proportional editing. It's down the bottom here. The shortcut key is O. I'm going to change this to random. Okay, so now I can grab a few of these faces. I can actually paint. I might just grab a few of them. Hit A, that one, that one, that one, that one, and then hit G. Now, as I bring those up, if I hit Z, it's going to bring them up and down. I can use the scroll wheel, and it's going to grab other faces to go with it and give them. It's going to bring them up, but it's going to bring them up a random amount. And you can use the scroll wheel to change which faces come up. It's just random once again. And then I'll change this here and make it smooth. G, Z, bring it down a little bit just so that it scales it. Hit A to select the whole thing. S, Z, kind of bring it back to a normal level. So I've got some mountain peaks at the back there. Select those same tops and change this here to constant. G, Z, oops, turn it down. Oops, that's not taking the right face there. Got to be careful in that mode, not constant, sorry. Linear should be pretty good. Just have to play around with this until it looks good. I'm going to disable that and bring those four down because they're getting away from the rest of it. Then turn it back on. Hit Z, bring it up, and looking at it from that angle there, I'm going to need some peaks, so I'm going to grab some of these vertices, just that one, that one, that one, that one, and I'm going to bring these up as well. But I'm going to turn that wheel down. Hit Z so I lock it to the Z axis, and then a few of these are going to come down like that. Okay, so then I've got some mountainous peaks. Now I could spend a lot more time on this, but I'm not going to at the moment. What I will do though is we want to have the top of these mountain peaks as snow, and we want to give it like a slightly different snowy effect. By the way, there's an error there, so I'm just going to grab that vertice and pull it up. If you notice something like that, where the vertice is way inside the hill, you want to probably bring that up, but everything else looks pretty good. Should be fine. What I'm going to do is go into this box mode, hit 1 or 3, so I go into a side view, and just box over the top hilly area. I might want to grab some of these other ones, and maybe some bits coming down, like that. And I'm going to hit Y, because that's actually going to, it doesn't separate it. Sometimes it does. Y. P, loose parts. Okay, so now when I hit Y, it separated this from the other bit. And I should have, if I'm right, 2 different parts. Yep. Okay, so I hit P and then I separated it loose parts. And now with this bit, I'm going to add a modifier, which is called solidify modifier. And the thickness, I'm going to set to a negative number. Okay, but not too much. Oops. I'm just playing around with these settings here. I'm actually going to go back